Hello there. Welcome to my views and news. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants. Then a roundup of the coming news stories for you. Uh, Klaus New is the first one. Says hi. By the way, Klaus, where are you from? Are you from Germany? Somaliland diaspora. Second one who commented. Dilha says, nice to see you. See your schedule notification. Alim Gizao, one of the members, participated. Welcome, Alim. Kabdi Kali, am I pronouncing it correct? Kabdi Kali, or is it Abdi Ali? Says Sajid, you mentioned many times that Egypt is going to establish a military base in Somalia and that Egyptian engineers have been on the ground. Do you know which location were the Egyptian engineers in? Well, it was all over the media. You can easily find that. Pictures were released to Egyptian contractors and military officers were seen. You can find it, just Google it. Yes, Klaus is from Germany, but he settled in some other country. I remember I studied a drama when I was studying English literature 2 decades ago. Dr. Faustus was the name of the drama in which Dr. Faustus sells his soul to Satan to have indefinite powers. I thought your name Klaus resembles Faustus. A has joined to Bulugata Shemelis, Irmias Abdisa, Michael S. Speed 5. A says Somalia should give Ethiopia sea access to stop the war. Burji Suyama joined to Nahom Architect says, good evening, nice to see you, Sajid. After the internet blackout. Thank you, Nahom. Teddy Fan says hi. Lydia Yishak Tamaskan. I think I'm seeing her name for the first time. Welcome, Lydia. Uh, Mulki Zorio, Alam Simple Food, Dr. Abdi Jalil Hassan, a regular participant now. Welcome, Dr. Abdi Jalil. Uh, Abdi Ali says that a Turkish Speaker of Parliament said that Turkey will defend Somalia. I don't know. If I am able to confirm, I'll share that with you. Samuel Falake here too. It's Abdi Ali. Thank you, Abdi Ali, for correction. Muhammad H says, thanks from Djibouti. I'm supporting Somalia. Fusum Germany. Fusum Girme, sorry. Moni Moni joined too. He says, I'm from Ethiopia. But not in Ethiopia, Moni. Abe Kareo says, Salam. Dhimbil channel says, hi. General Komsa joined too. Ali Ishaq says, Somaliland has every right to lease its land. Gibiyao and Biale says, Salam. Adam. Francis Corona Sankaris joined too. Says, wow, brother Sajid, I know you through my friends since you report about quorum fighting. Yeah, I remember your name. Michael S. Tikle Kasai, reviving the beast. Ben Abdi Ali. Thank you for joining, all of you. Let me share just a summary of what we're going to discuss uh, in this live chat. Firstly, a key meeting was held in Somaliland today. It was held in Odal region, which is the territory through which Ethiopia will have to pass to gain access to the sea. In Odal is the proposed site of Ethiopian naval base, Lohaya. What happened? Who participated? Secondly, Hassan Sheikh, busy. He visited Somalia's defense headquarters today. And where is Ethiopian ambassador to Mogadishu? Is he in Addis Ababa or has he returned to Mogadishu? I think a few days ago we heard that he left Mogadishu. Where is he now? Thirdly, Fano fighters entered two towns in the last 24 hours. In one town, they killed some prosperity party officials, police chief, and revenue head were killed by Fano fighters in this attack, reported. Muhammad says, I am from Ethiopia, but I'm living in Djibouti. My town is Jijiga. I support Somalia. R- Rushig says, I am from Somaliland. We welcome our Ethiopian brothers. Thanks for recognizing us. Recognition has not been confirmed by Ethiopia so far, by the way. Sajid for President 2024, Ephraim is suggesting. Thank you, Ephraim. But I think I am better off where I am. I wish that there is big change, democratic change, change for the people in Ethiopia, where there is true freedom of expression, where there is true democracy, where there is respect for human life, where there is no ethnic violence. And that can only be done by Ethiopians. No one can pull Ethiopia out of this mess, I think. Only Ethiopians can do that. What's the key meeting about? Tofik is asking. Okay, I'll speak on that after a few minutes. MJ says, thank you, Sajid. New PM is needed. Not just PM. I mean, okay, let me speak a little. Then I'll come to the news stories. Change of prime minister won't bring about any big change in Ethiopia. If you see a new face in the place of prime minister of Ethiopia, Abiy, will it lead to some big groundbreaking change in Ethiopia? No. I've been saying for 2 years that Ethiopia needs a new contract after discussions, negotiations involving all the stakeholders, armed groups, political parties, military, church, judiciary, all will have to sit once and for all and make big decisions. This is the way forward, I think. Otherwise, change of faces won't bring about any big change in Asia. People say Abi should go. And this is Fano's demand, this is Ola's demand. But what is post Abi Ethiopia for them? Who do they propose to be in Abi's place? Have you heard any names? Uh, what does Fano propose? Who should replace Abi? What does Ola propose? Who should replace Abi? Have you heard any names? No. They actually want to remove Abi and capture Addis Ababa and want to make decisions unilaterally, which won't bring about any big change. Either it will bring chaos or a new face with no real change. Now, let me start. Can I start? Bach Agarbi has joined to well informed about Oromia, about Ola, keeps me informed as well, but we don't agree most of the time. Adam is making another prediction saying that Ethiopia is going to clash with Kenya next. Let's hope it does not happen. But you ask permission to start. It's your show. No, Moni, it's our show. because you people are commenting, you people are writing questions. So I want you to hold on a little and let me speak so that you're able to listen to me, and then we can exchange our views through questions and comments. Sajid, you should start local language channels to ASAS. Uh, by the way, a man contacted me and he wants to translate my content in Amharic language. He said he is unbiased, he has no agenda. And I said, I have no budget. I don't earn a lot. I cannot hire anyone. He said that he was ready to volunteer and he did not want to be paid and he'll start his work in coming days. So if anyone is ready to translate my content in other languages, you're welcome. I'll upload the translated content to my views and news. I don't have any budget. People say you should try to make your channel grow into a bigger news outlet, maybe on satellite too. I have no funds. Problem is that big news channels have teams behind them. They have huge funding. I don't have funding. People could support me, but without any agenda, who would support me? I don't need anyone's support because I want my views and news to be independent, to be free from any influence. That is why the chances of growth are very slim. But let's keep my views and news the way it is. Let's see what our new Amharic translator does. Will he do justice to the content? We'll see. The channel is open. If anyone wants to translate the content in Somali, in Afan Oromo, in Tigrinya, I have no problem. But I have no money to offer. Uh, why don't you write blogs with paid content? Difficult to write blogs too because I do 3 to 4 videos a day, 3 videos, sometimes one live chat. And then I'm working on Amazon as well. I'm learning about Amazon wholesale FBA, so I have to work there too. I worked on uh, website ranking optimization too last year, so I keep on improving my skills. So that is why it's difficult to take time out and to start writing blogs. I did write some blogs, I think. I've been writing some blogs on myviewsandnews.net, but I could not continue writing articles there. Now, let me start, viewers. Firstly, Somaliland. AZ King joined too. Welcome, AZ King, the member. LM, Muni, and AZ King are 3 members who joined. Muni is a little disappointed because Tegesti is not here, so he threatened to leave. Muni, don't be down. Maybe you can talk to others too. Someone is saying, if you need a website, I can build you one. Well, I do have a website, myviewsandnews.net. But how to take time out? How to be in a position to write blogs in terms of time management? This is the problem. Easy King says, I know Pakistan is known to basically copy every known pistol and rifles. We can make a deal. Yes. In northern areas of Pakistan, there are such factories where they make such counterfeit counterfeit rifles and pistols. Let's start from Somaliland, viewers. I did a video a few hours ago. I told you about welcome, Jumbled. I told you about uh, Million March, a big protest, which is going to be held in Somalia, in different parts of Somalia on Thursday after a few hours. Mogadishu will be the center of this protest. Tens of thousands are going to attend this protest. Preparations underway, at least. We don't know how many will uh, attend this rally, but government is trying to uh, rally support. They're trying to mobilize people, and that is why we're going to see big protests in Somalia against Ethiopia Somaliland MOU in coming hours. While protests are going to happen in Somalia, similar protests could happen in Somaliland to back the protests in Somalia. If it happens, it would be a blow to Musi by Abdi's government, which claims that Somaliland people are behind the. That is why a meeting was held in Burama today. A man from Burama in touch with me for days. I have found new people, by the way, new friends, new, I would call them friends. They are from Loghaya, from other parts of Somaliland, from Somalia too, and they are sharing real time information with me. Amazing. Uh, in Burama, meeting was held today, and the meeting was attended by government officials. Burama, Odal zone governor were there to report it, and tribal elders, clan elders participated as well. Meeting was held, and the participants deliberated about the Thursday's big demonstrations in Mogadishu. So the meeting had mainly 2 points on agenda. Firstly, how to prevent any protest against the MOU on Thursday in Odal. And it was decided that those elements which could protest on Thursday should be identified. And no one should be allowed to protest against the MOU on Thursday in Odal. And secondly, it was discussed that is the possibility of a pro MOU big protest in Buram on Thursday. 2 days ago, or 2 or 3 days ago, there was a big protest in Burama, I think, against the MOU. Burama, main city in Odal zone. There are anti MOU elements, some clan leaders in Burama, in the vicinity of Burama. That is why this meeting was held. And in coming hours, we'll see what happens in Odal zone of Somaliland, what happens in Somalia. In Somalia, big protests are expected, especially in Mogadishu. We could see a big protest. Al Shabaab will cooperate. By the way, Somalia is not in a position in terms of security to organize big protests because anything can happen. Al Shabaab can easily hit such gatherings. Al Shabaab is in a position to hit Mogadishu as well. But I don't think that any anti Ethiopia protest will be targeted by Al Shabaab fighters because Al Shabaab is also threatening Ethiopia, issuing statements against Ethiopia. So, despite very fragile law and order situation in Somalia, Somalia's government has announced this protest. Why? Because Somalia's government does not want Al Shabaab to take advantage of the situation and build an anti government sentiment to get more public sympathy. That is why I say Hassan Sheikh's government is in a very difficult position. It's under serious pressure. Pressure from Al Shabaab, pressure from Ethiopia, from Somaliland, from uh, opposition parties, from some allies too, which might want Somalia to just take on Ethiopia. Hassan Sheikh, by the way, I think he's a very cool and calm sort of guy, and he'll have to ensure that he makes big decisions in a very restrained and responsible manner. There could be several elements in Somalia, around Somalia, which would want a direct confrontation between Somalia and Ethiopia. So, Thursday crucial. Let's see what happens in Somalia and Somaliland. I'll share updates with you starting from uh, Thursday morning. Darny says, like I said, Hassan is using the issue to promote his image. I think he's trying to save his image. He is fighting for survival because he is under pressure from multiple sides. He is fighting for survival, I believe. Aman Voshe says, how likely would this deal happen? Let's see. So far, the two sides are committed. I think Somaliland is more committed than Ethiopia because for decades, this autonomous region has been struggling to be declared as an independent country, not recognized. And this is the first time that Somaliland is seeing a chance of recognition. If Ethiopia recognizes Somaliland, other countries will follow as well. That is why we can say Somaliland is very committed to the deal. Ethiopia as well. Why? Because if Ethiopia backtracks, if Ethiopia backs down, I think Abiy's political standing will go down. He'll suffer a political setback. He cannot afford to withdraw. I think. Daniel is asking question about UN helicopter captured by Al Shabaab today. Yes, I heard about that. I mentioned that in a video a few hours ago. Al Shabaab, a UN helicopter with some UN aid workers have been captured by Al Shabaab members. Different stories, different opposing stories are being shared. Some say that the helicopter came under fire, it was damaged, it had to go for an emergency landing in Al Shabaab controlled area. Others say it was a landing by mistake in Al Shabaab controlled area. Some say helicopter has been burned, but UN aid workers, around six, they were there boarding the plane. The helicopter, they have been taken prisoner by Al Shabaab. And the helicopter was carrying military supplies for Somalia's forces. Johannes says, please keep it up in the near future. Your media will grow to be one of influential news media in Ethiopia. Thank you. Your appreciation, your cooperation matter a lot for me. What's the role of Djibouti? MJ is asking, will they stay still while they lose millions to Somaliland? I think Djibouti's first instinctive response should be that it should re-engage Ethiopia. Because Ethiopia cannot divert all its imports, exports at once from Djibouti to Somaliland. It will take years, maybe. Meanwhile, maybe Djibouti can give a better deal to Ethiopia. While secretly, Djibouti will maybe fuel a conflict between Ethiopia and Somalia, trying to prevent this MOU from implementation. But I think publicly, Djibouti will try to improve its ties with Ethiopia. It will try to give a better deal to Ethiopia. Will Kenya join the conflict? So far, no signs. I think Kenya just issued a statement, but it wants to be neutral. Eritrea Pearl of Red Sea says, can Ethiopia settle naval forces in Somaliland while millions of Somalis are opposing the deal? Let's see. When you say millions of Somalis, there could be millions of Somalis supporting the deal as well. In Somaliland, obviously, people are happy. Majority, I would say, because they are seeing a chance of recognition, which they've been fighting for decades. It's not that all Somalis in Somalia, Somaliland, Ethiopia wasn't a deal. No. Ben is asking question about, he's commenting about eastern part of Somaliland, which is not controlled by Somaliland. I think you're talking about Lassanud, where there is SSC Khatomo. Yes, there are issues there. It's not under Somaliland control. You're right. YouTube Mikia says, could you share, if you want, your opinion on how well you feel the current government in Ethiopia is serving the people? Koala, please don't write the same comment again and again. You do that. You did that yesterday as well. Please don't flood this comment section. I'll have to ban you. Please don't do it. Well, ban Mikias. Which government in Ethiopian history really worked for Ethiopia? Was Ethiopia an mm, advanced and a developed country when EPRD was in power? Was there no violence? Were there no droughts? Were there no famines and floods? Were there no conflicts? Problem is that Abiy's government came on the slogan of change. And he always tries to prove uh, that he came on the slogan of change, and change is happening. No big change is happening. Rather, Ethiopia going down economically, in terms of ethnic harmony, in terms of uh, reconciliation, in terms of resolution of conflicts, in terms of regional clout. So, if it is change, if the government calls it the journey of change, no change. Abiy is performing like past governments perform. There could be a few differences, but mainly no big change, I would say. Muni Muni says, Sajid, would you come when I invite you to Somaliland? Why won't I? But I think you would invite others who you are waiting for in this live chat, but they're not joining. Rayan Ali says, come to Ethiopia first. I wish I could, by the way. Adam says, Sajid, there is change, but the change is negative in Ethiopia. General Comsa is offering me Kaliti Hotel free accommodation. Yeah, I think Jawar lived there too. Skandar was there too, and several others. And luckily, they managed to check out. Nisabho joined. Nisabho, welcome. Secondly, viewers, let me speak a little about Fano. Then at the end, we'll talk about Hassan Sheikh's visit of defense headquarters. Uh, Fano entered two cities in the two towns in the last. Yeah, I know, Komsa. Uh, Fano entered two towns in the last 24 hours. Other in the last 12 hours, you can say. Firstly, Wollo, North Wollo, 3 to 4 hours ago, there was fighting inside Marsa. Marsa is in Wollo. Is it in North or South Wollo? I think it's on border, if I remember correctly. It's between Dassi and Woldia. Along the main road, I think. And heavy clashes ongoing. Fano fighters managed to enter Marsa. Obviously, They'll attack police station there, they'll free prisoners, they'll capture weapons, they'll capture supplies, and then they'll retreat. This is what we've been seeing. Secondly, Chilga, close to Gondar, where Fano fighters entered a few hours ago. It's central Gondar, I think. And there reportedly top town level government officials have been killed by Fano fighters. Reportedly, the police chief, the revenue chief, and peace and security in charge in Chelga have been assassinated by Fano fighters. This clashes on several other fronts too, but these are two main attacks by Fano fighters in the last 12 hours or so. Their entry in Debre Birhan a week ago, then they entered Gondar city, Chelga. There was fighting in Fano Salam as well, I think around 48 hours ago. So, what to say? While law and order situation has improved a little, but basically no big change. Porno fighters still can enter wherever they want to enter. They can carry out they can hit any place. And they are targeting militia members, prosperity party members, government officials. Thank you, Moni. He says, we all appreciate the hard work. Thank you, Moni, for this financial contribution. So, Fano fighters are there, Fano groups are there. I told you about Skandar 2 days ago. Skandar has visited three regions, three zones of Amhara in the past 2 to 3 weeks. Gujam, Wollo, Shoa. A new brigade established by the name of Skandar Naga Brigade. Yes, we saw fighting between two Fano groups near Gondar. Agaya Damso and other Fano groups clashed. But mainly, no big change on the ground. And I still wonder why is that Ethiopian government is unable to trace these Fano commanders. I mean, the military, which Jula says is perhaps the best military in Africa, with the most modern, by the way, in Africa, now Ethiopia has the most modern combat drones. I don't think any African country has a Kinji. Ethiopia has both a Kinji and TB2. It has Wing Long as well. I am not aware of any other African country which has a Kinji, which has TB2, which has Wing Long. TB2, some have TB2s, others have Wing Longs, but only Ethiopia has a Kinji. These drones are very effective in. I'm not sure about Egypt having a Kinji. Egypt has a better air force than Ethiopia. I think it has French, American, and Russian fighter jets and bombers. Egypt has a very unique combination of world's best fighter jets and bombers. It has a very modern, advanced air force. In terms of drones, I think Ethiopia is in a stronger position. Egypt does not have a Kinji, if I am not wrong. So a country, Roba joined too. Roba has been in touch with me for years. Welcome, Roba. And well informed, keeps me informed as well. Again, we don't agree on a lot, but we stay in touch. Welcome, Roba. So, a country with such advanced drones is unable to target Fano commanders. Why? There could be two reasons. For drones to operate, you need to have intelligence from the ground. I've been saying Fano's intelligence network is better than that of Ethiopian military. It has been proven now. That is why drones are unable to target Fano commanders, because the link between drone and intelligence from the ground is missing. Otherwise, had the military developed some type of sophisticated intelligence collection network in Amhara, it would have been in a position to target Fano commanders. It has not happened so far. It's surprising for me, by the way. Government claims it is in control, that its zonal, regional government are functioning, but still it is unable to trace Fano commanders, and there are dozens of Fano commanders, main Fano commanders, traveling across the Amhara region, and government does not know where they are. People would say, Sajid, you are supporting the government, you want the Fano commanders to be assassinated. No, I don't want anyone to be killed, but I'm analyzing the situation. G-Man has come up with a breaking news. The breaking news is Somalia will recognize Oromia. Muni says, Sajid, if you ask any Fano jokers about any vision of Ethiopia, they don't have one. I think, Muni, you should listen to them. You should not dismiss their ideology. This is not the way forward, by the way. For example, if you don't agree with the ideology of Fano fighters, what is the best way to expose the ideology? Best way would be let them speak, counter the ideology, let the people see and decide. This is the way forward. Silencing the people is not a solution. Ibrahim says, Saji, do you think Fano will take Addis Ababa? Uh, in May, Fano re-emerged after ASF joined Fano. And if you remember, in May, I said that, and in May, we heard from people like David Wolde, Georgis, and others that Addis Ababa was the target of Fano fighters. And back then, I said that between Addis Ababa and Fano is Oromia. This strip between Addis Ababa and Amhara is the most difficult ground for Fano. How will they reach Addis Ababa? They'll have to go through Oromia. By go through Oromia, I mean they'll have to fight the largest regional force in Ethiopia, that is in Oromia. They'll have to fight Ola, the most seasoned armed group in Ethiopia, fighting for decades. So Addis Ababa is far away. Yes, they can bring about some change through activation of the sleeper cells in Addis Ababa. They'll get support definitely there. But to say that they can sweep across Amhara and then move into Oromia to reach Addis Ababa, I think it's not going to happen now. Don't know about future. Adam says, what about today? Do you see war between Ethiopia and Somalia? I did a video on that, Adam. Yes, 3 to 4 hours. I did a video on that. You can watch the video. I spoke in detail about this question in that video. Bacha Garbi says, Bacha is the pronunciation of name Bacha or Baka, because you write it BACA. If the deal succeed, he says, it will be milestone for Ethiopia, but can it bring any change on internal conflicts that Ethiopia has? Can it lead Somalia to destabilize more than today? Well, if the deal succeeds, what does it mean? I think for the success of this deal, Somalia should accept it. Otherwise, tension will continue in one or the other form. If Somalia does not accept the MOU, it will try to create instability. It will back elements in Ethiopia. It will back elements in in Somaliland. So it won't lead to uh, development and peace in the region. So for this deal to succeed, it should happen through dialogue and negotiation. Otherwise, it might lead to more instability, I think. Nathaniel says, why did the two Fano groups clash in North Gondar? Well, government has been in talks with some Fano groups for months. I reported that, I think, 3 to 4 months ago. Government has been trying to create splits in Fano groups, and some Fano commanders, they change sides. The guy Adamso was one of them, and he was right-hand man of Malkegobe, who was killed in 2017. He took over after Malkegobe was killed, a top Fano commander. And he has turned pro-government now. That is why, and Fano fighters, by the way, Fano groups are known for not tolerating those who turn pro-government. We saw that a few months ago when one Fano commander turned pro-government, he was assassinated. I think it happened in Kwara, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Master, you're right, in Kwara. Master, you know a lot about Fano, by the way. Do get in touch with me, because those people who are well informed, we have some good discussions. Do get in touch with me. SAJID 67200@gmail.com. So, Adam so turned pro-government. That is why fighting started. But Agamso still alive, I think, and fighting led to casualties on both sides. Liz joined. Liz says, "Hi Sajid, I am late today. Little late. Yes, we're going to end the live chat. We talked about Fano. We talked about a key meeting in Somaliland today. Last topic, viewers, is about Somalia. Hassan Sheikh, the president, today visited Somalia's military headquarters, which is in Mogadishu. And there he discussed in detail with military commanders the fight against Al Shabaab and the regional situation in terms of tension between Ethiopia and Somalia. Some people say that that Somalia is mobilizing its forces. A preliminary phase is ongoing. Commanders are being briefed that they should make preparations. They'll have to fight on more than one front. One front is Al Shabaab, obviously, fight against Al Shabaab. Other front could be against Ethiopia. And some other sources say that Somalia is planning a hybrid war against. I'll do a video on that. Keeping in view the number of fronts which Somalia is fighting on, it is trying to resort to different type of warfare against Ethiopia. Meanwhile, Ethiopian ambassador to Somalia has returned to Mogadishu. The man was it was being rumored that he had been declared persona non grata, but it did not happen. He returned to Addis Ababa a few days ago. He stayed there. Now he's back in Mogadishu. Pressure has been there on Hassan Sheikh to expel Ethiopian ambassador. Somalia recalled its ambassador from Ethiopia, but Ethiopian ambassador has not been expelled. He's back in Mogadishu. Samuel Faleke has a question. He says, if the MOU happened to be a real deal and something goes wrong, could Ethiopia take the matter to international court and vice versa? Well, MOUs, I'm not an expert, international law expert, but I think MOUs cannot be taken to international courts. Agreements can be taken. MOU is not an agreement. By the way, countries sign dozens of MOUs, hundreds sometimes. And most of these are not implemented. Agreements can be taken, and that depends upon the agreement as well, that what is the type of the agreement. So I don't think Ethiopia can take the MOU to a court. But if a deal is signed, yeah, Muni, MOU is just agree to agree. But if an agreement is signed with some particular clauses, maybe then it can be taken to an international court. Muni, time is up. We should go. I can feel your pain. Uh, you wasted 50 minutes almost, and still you have to go because what you were waiting for did not happen. I think we should end this live chat, viewers. 47 minutes have passed. Tomorrow is crucial. Somalia is going to put up a big show tomorrow in terms of public strength to condemn Ethiopia, Somaliland MOU. By the way, Ethiopia might resort to this type of public display of support for MOU. We could see big protests in Ethiopia. And government tried a little as well, I think. Some protests held in Ethiopia too. Not protests, celebratory rallies, you can say. Those were not big rallies. In Mogadishu, we could see a big protest tomorrow. What will Ethiopia do? Will it go for a counter rally? We'll see in coming days. Thank you for watching, viewers. See you tomorrow in the next live chat session. Stay blessed. I'm all prayers for all of you. You make these live chats possible. I love your questions, your comments, your chit chat, and live chats refresh me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tolerating me. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.